good. Let me straighten up.
Boom.
All right.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Monday, we're back at it with another Q&A.
Yep.
Tyler Holt,
Eli
Eli Schmidt coming at you. The topic we're going to start off with today is breaking plateaus doesn't even have to necessarily be in the gym, I guess, but in the fitness industry in general. We've got a lot of people, obviously, that come to us, saying they keep doing what they're doing and they can't really get any more results, and they're not seeing the progress that they want to see. And a lot of it comes with just switching up your routine so that you are enabling yourself a better route to break through those plateaus and make results continue long term.
Yep. So all you guys I know have said, I just can't seem to lose weight, right? You can't. Or I just can't seem to build muscle. There's a lot of can'ts out there. And the one thing that Tyler and I understand as trainers is that there's really no mystery to weight loss or building muscle, right? It is purely just down to science and numbers and doing the work, right? And tracking your food and everything. So if you're one of those people that thinks you can't do something, this is a perfect episode for you here, because we're going to tell you all of the tactics and techniques that we use every day as trainers with our clients to break through plateaus, to make sure our clients are getting continual success. Because if they're not, then we lose our job, right? So we got motivation all around. So our number one technique here for breaking through a plateau, we're going to cover 7 of them today. Our number one technique is training intensity. Now, I'll touch on this real quick and then hand off to Tyler. Intensity, guys, is a very, it's a relative term, right? There's not a definite, science to intensity. It's more or less your own perceived kind of rating of what you're doing, right? How hard you're training. And this is something that us as trainers, we really learn to see in our clients, because they often don't know how intense they can train when we do, and we know where that threshold is. And I can promise you that 99.99% of you guys out there that are hitting a plateau, you're just not training intensely enough. All right, so my personal tips to increase intensity would be to find some good music, guys. Find some badass music that pumps you up and takes you on that other level with your mindset, to where you're hitting your reps, and say your program calls for 10 to 15 reps. You hit 15, you're still feeling good. You go to 25, all right? That's intensity, guys, is where you hit that pain threshold and you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. So my number one tip for increasing intensity is music and getting on that other mind state, just getting out of your head a little bit, push through that pain threshold. Tyler?
Yeah, I think your mindset, as far as that is concerned, is probably the biggest thing, because I know, and I every time I get a new client and I tell them to, let's say I say do 15 reps, and they'll go, and I'll put it at a weight that's pretty difficult for 15 reps, but they'll go and they get to 10, and it's almost like as soon as they feel just a little discomfort or something like that, they stop. To them, it's like, no, I don't want any more pain or anything like that.
Yep.
Intensity is, as soon as you feel that pain, good, keep pushing, because you want even more pain.
Yeah.
As strange as that sounds, and a lot of people don't like creating pain for themselves. I mean, that's not a natural thing you do as a human, is create pain in your body and create more pain and more pain. But that's something that you got to do to break that intensity level, and that's something that, even outside of the gym, as far as, just your life, if you can challenge yourself mentally to break past that barrier and bring yourself more pain, it's only going to help you in the long run. But as far as breaking plateaus go, it's something, if I put this weight that you max out at 10 reps, and I tell you to get 15 of that, figure out a way to get it done.
Right.
That's intensity. That's creating more intensity within your workout. So having that mindset that you're going to put yourself in an uncomfortable position, and I always tell people, learn to love the pain.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable, guys.
Right. Because in my workouts and Eli's workouts, if we're not feeling pretty bad in a set, it's not hard enough. So learn to break through that pain barrier and push past that little bit of discomfort, create more discomfort, create more pain within yourself, because it's that difference between what you can do in those 10 reps versus that same weight and pushing yourself to 15 reps that actually makes that difference with your fitness goals.
And just FYI, guys, those 10 reps don't do anything. They get you to the point to where the last 3 reps that you didn't think you could do, those are the ones that actually build the muscle, right? So it's like, if you're still comfortable, those reps aren't doing much, guys. You're burning calories, yeah, but those reps aren't doing anything. It's the 2, 3, the 4th rep that you do past failure or really out of your comfort zone that make the big difference. So number 1, intensity. From a weight loss or muscle building standpoint, thanks, Sandra. From a weight loss or muscle building standpoint, calories. Okay, that's another thing that we can modify to break through a plateau. So you want to touch on calories?
Yeah. So regardless if you're trying to gain muscle, George, what up, man? If you're trying to gain muscle, if you're trying to lose fat, obviously calories play a huge role in what's going to happen with your body. So I always tell people, especially the hard gainers out there like myself, if you don't see the scale going up, if you don't see your muscle increasing, it's pretty plain and simple. You're not eating enough.
Yep.
Which kind of sucks because it sucks to eat. And everyone wants to eat a lot, right? But until you actually have to eat a lot, it kind of sucks. And same thing goes with losing. If you're not losing anymore and you're increasing the intensity of your workouts and all that kind of stuff, and you're not losing, well, maybe you need to back down the calories a little bit more. Just nothing intense, right? You don't have to go from 2,000 to 1,000 calories. Take off 200 calories,
couple hundred calories
and see what happens.
Yeah, and that's literally like one snack. That's an apple and some peanut butter is easy 200 calories. That's a protein shake is 200 calories. So just minor adjustments, guys. And that's where it comes down to tracking your food. If you're not tracking your food, how do you know where to take calories away from or where your calories are at, right? So if you have a dedicated goal out there, guys, you got to track your food. In that way, when you hit that plateau, you make a little adjustment, and boom, your results kickstart again. Okay. Yeah. 3, volume. What volume means is basically the amount of reps you're doing and the amount of sets that you're doing. So you've hit a muscle building plateau. You're having a hard time building more muscle than you were in the past. Chances are you need to adjust your rep ranges or your sets. Now, you'll often hear the term muscle confusion. I have a love-hate relationship with that term because a lot of people will take muscle confusion to be like, you need to be doing one-arm row balancing on a Bosu ball while, spinning something on your head or something. Yeah, exactly. Like some crazy stuff to confuse your muscle. You really don't, guys. The only amount of muscle confusion you need may be changing the tempo of a set, doing more reps than you did before, or perhaps doing heavier weight and a lot fewer reps than you did before. For years, I had the bad habit of just sticking in a straight bodybuilding routine of, reps and sets. So 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps, right? Lately, I've kind of switched that up and gone to more of strength building sets to where I may be doing 5 and 6 total sets now, but my reps are in the 1 to 4 range. Actually, 2 to 4. I hardly ever do 1 rep maxes, but 2 to 4. And you just do more sets, right? So just that alone has helped me. I feel fuller. I feel stronger. And I didn't have to change any exercises. I didn't have to change anything except the weights and the amount of reps that I was doing. Whenever you do make those changes, though, don't just do it for a week. Do it for 4 to 6 weeks, guys, before switching it up again. Muscle confusion is great, but you need to adapt. You need to take time to adapt and get good at that one thing before changing.
Yep.
Anything you want to hit on that?
Along with what he just ended with, it's great to change up it's good and bad to change up your workouts all the time. Kind of like he said, you want to stick to something for about 4 or 5 weeks, and then switch out. Muscle confusion doesn't have to be every single workout.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
If you're, let's say you're bench pressing, right? In 1 week you're doing 135 pounds. And then the next week you work it up to 155 pounds. That's still muscle confusion in a sense.
Yep.
Because you're just changing the reps, or you're changing the weight, or sets like that. So you can confuse your muscles still by increasing the weight. And when you're in a strength phase, like Eli was talking about, you obviously want to increase your strength. So 1 week where you're doing 135, well, the next week you want to try and push 140, 145, right. Something like that.
Again, just little incremental changes, guys.
And that comes down to, periodization of your programming. as well. Coming through with your strength training phase, and then going to maybe a more bodybuilding phase, and then a volume phase, and then back to a strength phase, which is also can be muscle confusion. But you have to stick with something for a while for you to notice, for your body to adapt to it and make the necessary changes that you want. So,
number 4, frequency. Go for it.
I'm huge on frequency. Every time I have a lagging muscle part or muscle group, or any one of my clients have a lacking muscle group, I'll make them hit it 2, maybe even 3 times a week. I've been hitting legs 2 times a week since I can remember.
No thanks. No thank you.
But anytime I feel like a body part is lagging, I'll start hitting it more frequently, 2 times a week, maybe push it up to 3 times a week with some filler sets or something like that, meaning you're not doing a crazy workout, but you're just at least getting the muscle moving, get blood in there, and all that. So,
yep. All the and there's a big thing out there about overtraining, and if you hit something even twice a week, people will say you're going to overtrain it, and the muscle won't grow because it won't have time to repair. I call BS on that. I think we talked about this last week, where people's problem isn't necessarily overtraining, but under recovering. Whereas they're not feeding their body the proper nutrients it needs, and they're not getting the rest that they need, and their cortisol is too high, and they're too stressed out all day long, so you're under recovering. But as far as frequency goes, any person who I've talked to that has phenomenal arms or something, the one thing I say is, I train arms all the time, right? Like multiple times a week, 3 times a week.
Who's that?
I would CT. Oh yeah,
train his
every
arms
day,
like every single day, and go look at his arms.
Every day's hand day. So when you guys are wanting to focus on a body part, for me, for a long time, it was side delts. So I would literally do lateral raises every time I was in the gym, and they freaking grew. Okay, so I wasn't worried about overtraining or anything like that. They were never overly sore. I would say with your smaller muscle groups, you can get away with training those 3-4 times a week, even your biceps, triceps, and maybe just like your side delts or rear delts or something. But on your bigger muscle groups, back, legs, 2 times a week should be plenty, unless there's a specific part of your leg or back that you want to focus on. So if I'm trying to really build up my traps, you can get away with doing 3 to 4 shrugs during the week. Maybe not 3 to 4 whole back days, but it's a leg day, and I'm going to take just 4 sets at the end and hit my shrugs, right? Just to focus on that. So if you're trying to improve a body part, don't feel like you need to wait to have a full, say, arm day. You can just go and hit some curls at the end of whatever other day you're doing to try and get that in there. So frequency, guys, if there's something you want to blow up muscle group wise, your abs, your butt, arms, whatever, go train it as often as possible. Cardio, hit it.
Cardio, another huge thing, and the easiest way I can relate this is to people who have done a competition or competition prep. There's a number of ways that you can break plateaus, and probably one of the most frequently ones is, hey, we're going to add cardio, or we're going to take away cardio, or we're going to switch up what cardio you're doing. So cardio, obviously very necessary for fat loss and heart health as well, but what we're talking about here is mainly fat loss. But if you're starting off, and cardio has to progress like everything else in your program if you want to continue to see results. So let's say you're doing cardio 3 times a week, HIIT training, whatever. Then you bump it up to maybe 4 days a week, or you just bump up the time that you're doing. But no matter if you're doing HIIT training or your low intensity or fasted cardio or whatever method works best for you, don't forget that has to be changed up as well, which most people don't like adding more cardio, but sometimes it's a necessity that we kind of gotta grin and bear it. So
yep, and I can attest from someone who stores fat very easily. I promise you guys out there, you're not doing enough cardio. If you're trying to lose weight and really get the body that I know all you guys out there say that you want, you're not doing enough cardio. Like, I'll have people telling me they're doing a ton of cardio, and then ask how much, and they say 3 times a week for 30 minutes. And that's literally laughable, because that's not a lot, guys. So if, for the guys out there that are trying to get ripped, really ripped, your diet has to be on point. But then, like, no joke, unless you're like Tyler and just freaking jacked all the time, you're going to have to do, literally 6 to 7 days of cardio a week. Now, that's not forever, right? That's till you hit your goal, and then you can back that off, manage your diet, and then it doesn't take that much to maintain. But I know for me, right now I'm probably at like, I don't know, 13% body fat. And I'm frequently doing cardio. I'll do cardio 4 to 5 times a week, and it's still, and my diet's okay right now. But still, I'm doing 4 to 5 days of cardio a week, and I still will have to watch my body fat and make sure it doesn't get too excessive. So cardio, guys. One little tip for cardio that always works well for me is ingesting BCAAs while you're doing that. So a good amino acid drink. That's going to help maintain and preserve your muscle as you're doing all this cardio, because your body can very easily break down your muscle and turn it into fuel when you're doing your cardio. So by supplementing with BCAAs, that's going to help. That's going to help a lot.
Yep. And one more thing with cardio, I know a lot of people struggle kind of getting through it, and a lot of people just have their music on during cardio, which doesn't necessarily take your mind off of it. But I would probably suggest actually listening to a podcast or reading an audible book or something like that that makes you focus on something else and listening to a person and what they're saying or what you're reading or something like that. So that literally does take your mind off the fact that you're sitting on a cardio machine just going.
Yep. And I love that you said that. Podcasts and audiobooks are my favorite thing in the world. Yep. People oftentimes, their excuse for not doing cardio is it's a waste of time. And my response to that is, you waste, I guarantee, 8 hours of the day doing crap anyways.
Right.
But use that time, guys, to not only burn fat, but enhance your brain, right? Learn something new, learn a new skill. Self-development is key, guys. So I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
All right, next one, which I consider to be probably the most important one,
Questions on yours at all?
it is training and so getting a trainer or getting a partner.
And or training partner,
Yeah, if you can't get a trainer, like Tyler or I here, and we're both accepting new clients, get a partner, guys. Someone that is going to be waiting on you at the gym, that's going to keep you accountable, and basically be there to help push you for those extra reps that we talked about in the beginning. Because getting those 10 reps by yourself isn't going to do it, guys. It's good, but it's not enough to get you where you want to be. You need someone else who's there, who's not afraid to tell you 5 more, 5 more, 5 more. Give me 5 more. I know one of my issues for a long time was that, when I'd work out with other people, with me being a trainer and stuff, naturally I would just kind of assume the role as the trainer and people wouldn't push me. And, since I've worked out with some different partners now, I've finally found some, Tyler being one of them, that can push me. So you have to find someone that's not afraid to push you. Having someone there to keep you accountable is good, but having someone there that's going to tell you 5 more is even better.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's stuff, I bring this back to like the intensity and the volume stuff. If you're trying to push heavy weight and really trying to push through those reps and add more reps, you're most likely going to need someone to spot you and kind of help you along with those. Yep. You will reach a point of muscular failure, and it definitely helps to have a trainer or a spotter friend there to help you push through a little bit more. I do a lot of, I call them negative sets, which is you overload the muscle with more weight than you can push. You load up something with a weight that you can control on the eccentric or negative motion, and that you can't really get on the concentric motion or the push or pull, whatever. And so having a training partner to help you lift that up and then let you control that negative is going to take that intensity to another level, because you're going to hit that muscle with more weight than you would ever be able to do on your own. And a lot of people, a lot of people are like, they'll be doing their set and they're like, no, don't touch it. I want to get it all on my own. I'm very glad if I have someone there to help me get a couple more reps or to help me finish the set. That makes me feel so much better, because it's not about, and a lot of people look at it as, I can get 10 reps, I suck, right?
Yeah,
and then they get discouraged or whatever. I couldn't get 10 reps without help. Good, you should need help. You should need help with every set, because you should be pushing your muscles to that limit. If you don't need help at all, then obviously you're not doing enough. Yep. So it's definitely good to be able to be in the position where you need help, need a spotter, need someone there for you to help you push through those and make you work.
Yeah, so. He's exactly right. And I'll have clients frequently. I'll have clients frequently say, if our goal is 10 to 15 or something like that, say for example that they couldn't get their 10 and I have to help them, and they get done, you can just tell they're kind of pissed off and stomp off, and I'm like, yo, what's up? Oh, I suck. I'm not strong. And I'm like, listen,
Yeah.
if you didn't fail on this weight, I would have just increased it so that you would have the same effect. Right.
Yeah.
So either way, you're going to fail. So you better be happy about it.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about having a trainer, especially one like Eli who knows how to push you to your boundaries and really knows his clients and knows their threshold and their limit.
Yep.
And that's another thing. If you don't have a good training partner is not going to know exactly how to push you. So if you're lifting with probably like a best friend, probably not the best choice.
Yeah.
Because
there's an art to it. There's an art to it, guys. Any monkey, literally anybody can tell you to do 200 squats. Your legs are going to be sore, right? It doesn't mean that that's a good trainer, right? So there's an art form to learning to push somebody, and as you work out with somebody, you guys will kind of learn when to push, when not to push. There's definitely a fine line there. Sometimes you truly are just done, and it's time to call it. Other times you can feel from that person that they're not done, that they're just not feeling it that set, and that's where you got to step up and bring the energy as a training partner and help push that person, motivate them to get through that set. The other thing too I want to touch on, and I'm sure you get this too, our clients always give us crap about being bad counters, right? Like we can't count, because we'll say to do X number of reps and then we're off on our numbers. Couple reasons for that. We're watching a bunch of other stuff besides just counting reps, okay? And I'd actually say if your trainer is a good counter, then he's probably not watching something he should be watching on you. But really the thing is, guys, when you're following a program, just don't do what's written down on the paper, because there are so many variables that come into factor when you work out. The amount of sleep you had that night, what food you had that day, what stress you had that day, whether or not you got in an argument with your girlfriend before the workout or not. There's a lot of factors that come into how hard you can push during a set. So when you're reading a program and it says do 3 sets of 12, you guys better not be just stopping at 12, right? Or the weight better be hard at 8, and you're dying to get those last 4. Every single set, guys, go until you can't do anymore or until you're breaking form, and then do a few more. Don't just go off the paper, because the paper or the program or whatever you downloaded from bodybuilding.com doesn't know your level of exertion, doesn't know your stress levels that day, doesn't know how hard you can push that day. But point being, just freaking work, guys, and do as many as you can until you break form, then do a couple more, right, in a safe manner.
Yeah, so, absolutely. If you're supposed to do 10 reps and you end up getting 12,
great. Yeah, deal. Increase the weight. Increase the weight next set.
Yeah, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
just keep pushing yourself to, and that's I do this with my clients all the time. How many more do I got? I don't know. Just keep going.
Yeah, I don't know.
I lost count.
We'll see.
I lost count back at 2. I don't.
Yep.
I'm not the biggest stickler on hitting. If I say do 12 reps, and I choose a weight for you, you could get 8 and be completely fried, or you could get 15 and be completely fried.
Yep.
I don't care that you didn't hit the 12. I care about how much you worked. So,
yep.
If you're not counting, not a big deal. Just keep pushing yourself.
Right.
So
in your max effort, like I said before, there's so many variables. So don't get mad at yourself when maybe you're not performing as well one day as another. All that matters is your level of exertion. Yep. So your best on one day may not be your best on the other day.
Yep.
But the point is, you did your best, right? So your muscle is experiencing the same effect, whether it's on one weight or another weight, as long as you're giving your best. And then, if you do find a workout that you're particularly just not feeling, evaluate. What'd you do that day? What'd you do the day before? What were the foods that you ate? What time did you go to bed? What stresses did you have? And then make a note of that, and then try and avoid that next time, so you can always try and perform in a peak state.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into your performance, guys. Not just like you said, you're not going to be your strongest every single day. Every single day you go to the gym, you're not going to lift more weight than you did the last time. Mm-hmm. So don't be discouraged by that by any means. It happens to the best of us. So just keep, like you said, just work as hard as you can that day, and assess yourself what else is going on in your life that may have hindered your performance a little bit. So.
Last one here, guys. Program, your workout program. So for those of you that have recently joined, come on. For those of you that have recently joined, we're talking about breaking plateaus. The last topic we're going to cover here is your program. So you may have been following the same program out of a magazine that you've been following the past 3 years. It's time to change it up. Even 3 months, guys. That's where, I mean, there's so many free programs online. It's ridiculous. Contact either one of us. We can always hook you guys up with stuff for free. If you want something more customized, we both can handle that as well. But get a new program. It's time to switch it up. You know, reps, weights, exercises, intensity, frequency, all that stuff, it goes into a program. And, you know, unless you have something catered specifically towards your goals, then you're just going to kind of get what you put into it. You know what I mean? So bodybuilding.com is a great resource. Frickin' Google, message either one of us. Any other tips on programs?
And that's the thing, you know, with what he said with switching it up.
Take care, buddy.
See you, guy. We haven't got any questions yet. I know y'all got some questions out there. Start asking them.
That's what that Q&A means, guys. It means
Q&A, question and answer. So we're just talking, but if y'all have questions, ask them. But like I said, program for a lot of people, it's very difficult for a lot of people to switch up a program that they're so used to for so long. I know people who've been doing the same program for years. And telling them that they should be doing something completely different can be strange for some people. You know, I know people that work out 7 days a week. If I give you a new program that says you're only working out 4 days a week and you got 3 days of rest, that blows people's minds, and it's kind of scary in a way, I guess. You could, for them to wrap their head around switching something up that dramatically. But it could be what's best for them. You know, if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, it will not work.
There's this guy in the gym. I see him every day at 6 o'clock. And I've seen him for probably about a year and a half. I kid you not, he's literally doing the exact same workout Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the past year and a half. I can watch him and I can tell you exactly where he's going to go next. I don't know the guy, but I know exactly what the workout plan that he does is. And guess what? He hasn't changed in the past year and a half. Nothing's different. So you guys have to switch it up. I don't know how you guys just don't get bored of stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes I have a hard time lasting like 4 weeks on a program because I switch set up. It's also my fault because I research so much stuff, so it's like
that's bad.
I want to try things.
Yeah.
But it is important to switch it up. It's important to do, you know, your heavy lifting. It's important to do, you know, volume training. It's important to have rest days, guys. Rest is important. And it's just so important to do different things. Track it for like 4 weeks at a time so that you know what changes are being made, and then switch it up and then do something else. But that's that's the best way to this. Oh, wifey.
Yeah, hey Megan, why are you on Tyler's video? You should be on mine.
Because I'm better than you. I'm more awesome. Your wife likes me more.
She wants to know. She probably does. She wants to know friends. What we think of HIIT.
I love HIIT. Basically all I do with myself, and I try to make my clients do a little more of that. Now, some people respond better to the low intensity stuff, which is fine, but I'm a big fan of HIIT. I like the thought of getting in, working your ass off for a short period of time, getting out, and then letting your body have the fat burning effects for the next 24, 48 hours of that workout versus doing 30, 40 minutes on a treadmill, and as soon as you step off, you're pretty much done.
And HIIT, guys, so for those of you guys that don't know, it's high intensity interval training, periods of hard work versus in alternating periods of rest. My thing with HIIT is just like, when you guys do interval training, you have to be really freaking intense. Like, you can't just jog on the treadmill or even just run on the treadmill. It's not enough. You have to be hauling balls as quick as you possibly can, 110%. You can't possibly go any faster, like on the verge of being dangerous. That's true HIIT right there, guys. Right. So Scott asked about fasted cardio as a plateau buster. I definitely think it's a great tool. If you're not seeing results from your cardio and you're wanting to break through a plateau without maybe adding more cardio, I think trying fasted cardio would be a great tool. Again, you know, it's always worked great for me. I love fasted cardio. Other people I know, not so much. Just like anything, try it and see. Heather's question, I like this one. When do you know if the pain is good versus harmful? All right, so here's the deal with that. If chances are when you're lifting, if it's a harmful pain, you're going to feel a very, very pinpointed area, most likely, and a very, very sharp pain. It won't be a burn. It won't be an ache. It won't be like, ow, my bicep is burning. It'll be like, oh my God, I just tore something.
Yeah,
You'll
know something's wrong. If
yes.
it's a bad pain, you'll know it right away.
You're gonna know.
Huge difference between a burn, just from lifting, versus you just pulled something, pinched something, broke something. I don't know, but there's a huge difference, and you'll know immediately almost if it's something bad.
Yeah, if there's a question, if it's an injury or if it's your muscle burning, then it's probably just your muscle burning. That, like he said, you know it's an injury if it happened. If it's like tendonitis or something like that in your elbow, I mean, you're going to have a severe pinpointed pain, right? If you have, some type of, again, tendonitis or something going on up in your shoulder, some sort of impingement, you're going to feel an acute, very localized pain. If it's anything outside of that, suck it up. It's just your muscle burning, and you should keep going.
And a muscle burn, it's one of those things, you'll know it's a muscle burn because it just gradually comes as the set goes. So if you're doing 15 reps and you start burning at like rep 10, well, then it's probably a muscle burn. You probably didn't do anything within that time frame to hurt something too bad. So it's most likely going to, build up if it's a muscle, like a muscle burn.
Yep, and it'll subside when the exercise stops. But pain is such a huge factor, man. I mean, guys, if I get mad when I'm going through a workout and it's rare, I just lift heavier. But if I'm going and it doesn't burn, I literally get mad because I know that's where the results come from. Was it Muhammad Ali or Bruce Lee, where they said, I think it was Muhammad Ali, where they said, how many sit-ups you do? And he said, I don't know, because I don't start counting until it hurts.
That was Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali, because it doesn't matter. Like, if it's not hurting, guys, it's not changing. If it's not uncomfortable, it's not causing any physical change. Again, that goes with life. That goes with everything else. You got to be uncomfortable, guys. If you're in a comfort zone, that should be a red light that goes off in your brain that's like, I'm not pushing hard enough. If you are feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling nervous, just today I was pulling up a list of leads that I was going to call, and I'm cold calling people, right? And I feel nervous, and you have that little bit of anxiety, that comes with cold calling people and sales. And in my mind, a green light went off because I'm like, okay, good. I'm nervous. I'm getting, kind of cold sweats. That means I'm about to do something great that's going to make me stronger and push me outside of my comfort zone. And that applies to anything, guys. Just in life, when you're feeling nervous, when you have butterflies in your stomach, when you're about to have that conversation with somebody that you don't want to have, when you're about to go talk to your boss, whatever the situation may be, that workout, I'm going to go do legs with Tyler, that feeling that I'm going to have before I go do legs with Tyler.
T-Hole leg day.
Yes. That means that you're on a good path, all right? So nervous feelings, green light, comfort, red light. I think that's the best way to put it. So kind of off topic. But that's about it for today, guys. If you tuned in late, here in a couple minutes, we'll have the whole video will be posted on each of our pages, so you can go back and start from the beginning. Again, we are talking about breaking plateaus, what to do when you hit a sticking point, and how to get unstuck.
Yep.
Next week, 6 o'clock, guys, we're going to try and do this every week.
Every Monday.
Yep, not try. We will do this every week, so we can start getting a better following. You guys can count on us. You'll know that we're going to be here doing this, answering your questions.
Absolutely.
During the week, feel free to hit us up. Training advice, nutrition advice. We love helping people out. Anything you want to say?
No, that's about it. If you guys have a certain topic you want us to cover in a video as well, please let us know. We'll always take suggestions from you guys. Other than that, I think that's about it.
That's it. All right, guys.
Cool.
We'll see you next Monday, 6 o'clock.
Cool. Thanks,
Peace.
guys. I hit the finish button.